fans, do you want to win your share of $100,000? Simply enter the houseofboxing.com Fight Night Prediction Challenge. Compete with boxing fans around the world. Simply head over to houseofboxing.com and sign up now.
This is Lewis Hart for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store and houseofboxing.com. Delighted to be joined with the wonder kid, Mr. Adam Azim. We're here at Billam Smith versus Mateusz Masternak press conference. Another big fight for Billam Smith, a world title defence back in Bournemouth. Sort of as a stable mate, how excited are you for this fight for him?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I'm going to his fight actually straight after my fight. When I fight for a European title, I'm going to go straight to Chris's fight. I think it's 2 weeks after that, so I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a great fight, and I feel like Chris will get him out of there in the late rounds.
With someone like Chris, who is such a gentleman, you know, the way that he goes about his work, and such a hard worker, you think about his career sort of from the bottom to where he is now, how much can you learn from a guy like that where he's really got to where he is? Obviously he's got ability, but a lot of it is through hard work as well. Yeah,
100%. Most of his stuff comes from hard work and his ability. And the thing is, I'm always asking Chris, what can I do about this? What can I do for my breathing? What can I do for my nutrition? So I always ask that question to Chris because he's a world champion. So it's good to get, advice and tips from world-class fighter.
Absolutely, and I mentioned to you briefly off camera about that video that came out where obviously now you're getting more and more world champions. Chris is a world champion, Eddie's a world champion. How much hungry does it make you that eventually, that will be you one day and you can all have those belts stacked up?
Yeah, it makes me more hungry every single day. You got Ellie, Chris become a world champion, you got Caroline just become a world champion, and I want to be in that stable, in that gym to become world champion as well. So seeing these lot becoming world champions, it's a massive thing, and it's a big thing for me to be amongst world-class fighters like these.
And we'll get onto yourself. European title is next on the horizon. Petijean in Wolverhampton. Firstly, fighting in Wolverhampton, obviously a bit sort of different for you. Obviously fighting in London and Manchester before. How's that going to be for you, that experience? Are you looking forward to it in a way?
I'm definitely looking forward to that. It's going to be a very compact arena where it's going to be packed as well. So the atmosphere is going to be brilliant as well. So the thing is, it's good to fight. Different arenas, different places. I fought in Manchester, I fought in Coventry, I fought in London, I fought in Liverpool. Now it's my chance to fight in somewhere close to the Midlands because I feel like that's the next part to target. So
especially in a big step up like Petijean for the European title, for fights like this, when it comes to motivation and getting yourself up for the big fights. Do you feel like when you train and aspire and everything like that, it's all a little bit different when you know it's the biggest fight of your career so far?
Yeah, this is definitely the biggest fight of my career right now. Franck Petijean, I respect him. He's got the EBU title, but I think I will come on top. I feel like that I will stop him, 100% stop him. I say that my last fight was a very tough fight. Fanyan, he was a good opponent, so I don't underestimate no one, but I feel like the Fanyan fight was more harder than the Franck Petijean fight, in my opinion.
Especially, and we'll get onto your last fight in a minute, but when you look at sort of the sparring that we have, when we're talking about Paddy Donovan, sparring like that, how good has that been for you to spar someone sort of both on the same trajectories in a way?
Yeah, definitely. Paddy Donovan has been helping me out throughout this whole camp. He's an exceptional fighter. He's very, very talented as well, very class. And it's great sparring because we're both counter punchers. So we both we're in the centre. We're working a lot of stuff. So I've got him in for 2 weeks, and it's an honour to have him in for 2 weeks as well because he's a great fighter. I respect him, and he's going to do massive things in the sport and for Ireland as well.
And we just mentioned in your last fight there. In a lot of your fights, you've been blowing guys out in the first, second, third rounds. The Santos Reyes fight and then your last fight, both doing the 10 rounds. How much do you feel like you've learned from doing them rounds to show that you've got a gas tank and you can take a shot as well?
Yeah, definitely. The last two fights, they were big, massive tests. They were big, massive fights, and there's no one in my age will take a fight like Fanyan, who's had 25 fights, lost one. And for me to beat him comfortably on points, it was very edgy couple of rounds, but I still managed to win most of the rounds anyways. But it's good to get the rounds in as well. It's good to know that I have a tank. It's good that I can take a punch. It's good that because I know that I can go full rounds and carry my power throughout the whole rounds as well. So
definitely. And At this point in your career, 22, 23, learning must be so important. You know, Jake was talking and Shane were talking about how much you're sort of a student of the game, and even, you know, it's not just about sparring. And when you finish the training, you're still studying guys like Roy Jones and this and that. How important is that for you that, you know, that you're such a student of the game?
Yeah, it's good to, you know, learn from different fighters. Recently, I've been watching Linares myself. Actually, it'd be nice to fight him one day. Obviously, I think he's retired now, isn't he? But it'd be nice to have him back for one fight with me. But he's such a legend. I do respect him. Such an amazing fighter. I love the way he comes in and out with his shots and a good combination punches as well. So I've been watching him back in the early days of Linares. Such a great fighter. So I've been watching Roy Jones Jr., even Javante. I'm watching different type of fighters because it's good to keep that mentality. It's good to focus on boxing more than anything else.
Absolutely, and just a last one from me. This weekend we see Joe Cordina take on Edward Vasquez. Just wanted your thoughts on the fight with Cordina, obviously being a world champion from the UK as well.
Cordina, such a great person, such a gentleman as well. He's such a class fighter as well. I do respect him, and he's done really well for himself. So I love the way how he counter punches as well. So he's a great counter puncher, and I feel like he'll beat him quite comfortably in my opinion.
Absolutely, and I know I did say the last one, but I did have to mention, we did see Keyshawn Davis come on Sky Sports and talked a little bit of rubbish about you, said he'd come to the UK, he'd want to fight you. What did you make of that from Keyshawn?
To be honest, I haven't got much to say after he got suspended, I'm hearing, so I don't know what he got suspended for, but there's something very... I think it's... Yeah, exactly, so it's something that he's done there, but to be honest, it's good that someone from America is calling my name out, and a name like that, so I'm looking forward to the fight in the future with him. So,
absolutely, Adam. Just want to say thank you for taking time to speak to you. Appreciate it. All the best for November 18th. Appreciate it, mate. Thank you. Cheers, mate.